The future of our schools and funding still being discussed at the Capitol. It's a really big topic there. And we've also seen some instances where separation of church and state are being tested. Recently, if you didn't know, the State Board of Education approved a new curriculum that would incorporate some biblical teachings into traditional lesson plans. Now, the new lesson plans are optional for school districts. They get to decide, but there is a financial incentive if schools choose to use the textbook. So we know several school districts, as I mentioned, are dealing with some funding challenges. And this also isn't the only time religion and public education have kind of mixed together. Tonight, Texas Monthly sharing a very powerful story about when the Catholic Church ran a public school in a small Texas town. We've got Lauren Larson, who looked into this historic event for Texas Monthly. Lauren, thank you so much for being with us. Just a little background. This happened just southeast of Waco, the town of Bremen. This was decades ago, by the way. And you tell us, though, at the time, the school district there did reach an agreement to absorb a Catholic elementary school. Walk us through what problem this agreement was supposed to solve for that community.
Everyone I spoke to attributes this to a school bus issue. In 1947, there was a kind of separationist panic happening that sort of resembles our own right now. And in Bremen, the school district determined that they were no longer allowed to use public school buses to transport parochial school students, those students at schools affiliated with churches or parishes. This was a huge problem for Bremen because it's a very rural school district. So a lot of students were extremely spread out, and the students at St. Mary's, the local Catholic school, would have had a very difficult time getting to school. The obvious solution would have been to transfer those students to the public school, but the public school was very, very crowded. So a bold and maybe illegal solution was arrived at by the school board and the local church.
Yeah, I like how you worded that, may be illegal. So, you know, think about it, small town, big impact, though. You mentioned the students are spread out, but it's a rural small town. So what did the deal actually include?
So basically, everything was going to continue as it was. The school board agreed to lease St. Mary's, this Catholic school, from the church for $1 a year. In return, St. Mary's would be majority funded by the state. The teachers who were already teaching there, which included several nuns, they became state certified. The students functionally became public school students. And for 12 years, this is how things continued. The cross remained at the top of the school. There was a lot of religious imagery still in classrooms. But nobody really minded this for much of a decade.
It's so interesting because these are two issues that we know traditionally in our communities will get a reaction. It is schools and religion, right? Or church, whatever you believe in. So in your article, and as you just mentioned, this deal lasted for 12 years before a youth Methodist pastor stepped in and was like, hey, wait a minute, you guys, what's going on here? So walk us through that part of it. Is this a religious battle from this pastor? And what kind of issues, was he focused on?
So this guy is the kind of character every writer dreams of coming across. His name is Earl McIntyre. He's 25. He actually started practicing as a preacher when he was just a junior in high school. So he's a go-getter. He's like your coworker who's like willingly contributing in meetings. And he sees this public school with a cross on top, and he is not having it. And so one day, he goes in there. None of this would happen today or be allowed to happen today. He goes in there unannounced, introduces himself to the nuns as Earl, and starts taking photos of them teaching. He starts taking photos of the religious imagery in the classrooms and the students. And he uses these photos to build a lawsuit against the school board. And he brought up the nuns wearing habits in the classroom, the faith-based teachings. He really had an issue with all of it. He claimed until the end that this was not a crusade he had taken on because of his faith. He said that he was just a concerned citizen and taxpayer. But throughout these legal proceedings, he and his fellow complainants are just referred to as the Protestants. the whole time. So was this a secular undertaking? I don't know.
It feels like the start of a movie or a series somehow. I mean, you've got some really interesting things at play here. And you also mentioned in the article that this pastor who stepped in kind of as a maverick here filed a lawsuit. 16 people joined in on that lawsuit. The thing is, they didn't, many of them at least, didn't live in that area. So what was the fallout from him saying, hey, I'm going to sue over this?
So as these legal proceedings are underway, it appears that the nuns did make a really good faith effort to make this a public school. Prayer services were moved to the adjacent church, and the nuns would guide students there for services. One woman described nuns stowing their rosaries when they were walking back to the school with the students. There was an attempt to really make this a secular institution. In the end, the school returned to parochial status. So St. Mary's, which had been sort of technically renamed Elementary School Number 2, returned to just being St. Mary's, a Catholic school. But there was a huge rift within the community, and that's what's really sad about this. A lot of the Catholics started boycotting Protestant businesses. Like, this did reverberate throughout Bremen beyond these kind of administrative figures. But as Marianne Leach, one of the St. Mary's alumni I spoke to, said, this resolved as the Protestants and Catholics began getting married. It's really hard to hate your in-laws. It's really inconvenient. So it did kind of have a happy ending.
Whew, well, we're glad for that. That was quite the journey. Lauren Larson taking us on that journey. You can read her article right now, and you should, on TexasMonthly.com. Lauren, thanks for being with us. We'll be right back.